Yo, what up? This is Snoop D-O Double G saying stop the violence, drop the guns, and increase the peace. And now I present to you Midnight Love.
Midnight love, midnight love, midnight love, midnight love, midnight love. 12 o'clock's gonna be night. Midnight love, leave your back door open. Midnight love, just have it ready for me. That cold little Joe, he's coming for you.
I'm making things happen fast. Ain't no need to wait around for it. Never seems to come along. Face looking stupid, broke, start me feeling dumb. I'm young, but I'm a grown man. Taking things into my own hands. I'm trying to own land, but life a twist you like a twister. Get twisted with this. It seems it's on, but it's off. I keep missing this shit. I'm high, but I try to stay focused, wide-eyed, looking dead at the chips. I blink, they dip. It's hard to hang on, but I can't let go. Smoking on my last breath, blow out life. What's left is death. Now I can go wrong, or I can G or make a right. Whatever way that I turn, it's still death after life. It don't discourage me. I ain't got nothing to lose, but some thoughts that probably never turn the money to burn. But I learn cause I see, and I earn cause I G. But these problems probably have a nigga grayer to see. At an early age, so at an early stage in life, I chose to get my shit tight. You gotta struggle and fight. It costs an arm and a leg just to live on your knees. And I'm trying to keep my sanity. God help me.
Midnight love, 12 o'clock's gonna be night. Midnight love, leave your back door open. Midnight love, just have it ready for me. That cold little Joe, he's coming for you.
It's tedious and tedious is how my life was. Putting the serve down with Cabby just to keep the cluckers bust. Some of the money making motherfuckers from the other side was thinking about a jack move, trying to hoorah. Getting jealous cause my niggas got this rap game sold up. Them niggas wanna trip, but with a back they got blowed up. Grown up or not, you can still get shot. You don't never play the motherfucker out for it's not. Rule number one, pay attention to the shit. Don't be fucking with my niggas on the midnight shit. He kept getting it on till the break it down. And now he's known for serving more than the old. He's got a 187 on his motherfucking chest, a strap in his lap and a bulletproof vest. He's looking for the niggas from the night before. 1201, he laying low, all in a nigga back up.
12 o'clock's gonna be night. Midnight love, leave your back door open. Midnight love, just have it ready for me. That cold little Joe, he's coming for you.
Now it's all about the dollars and dollars that bounce. Having cars and bitches having a proper amount. $250,000 chillin', robbing banks and many more. The sunlight from dark kids. We all get it started. Go hard and get around. My life gon' change for the good. It seems soon as I walk up the door, I'm called by the hood. Dads, would you come and ride for me? Hey, yo, dad, you the soldier, would you die for me? The hood tradition got a lot of niggas killed for dumb shit. The OGs think they run shit. The youngsters control shit. Every minute I be loaded high as a kite. Decided with the drama with a dog fight, street fight. Ain't allowed in my book no more. Problems you solve when we born with ammo when I'm 4-4. For sure I get the record blast 5 times. I was 254 sentenced to jail time.
Midnight love, I've been walking the street. Midnight love, I put my life on the line. Midnight love, cause I just gotta be me. Midnight love.
What's up? You rockin' with Senior, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood. What's up? What's good with everybody? And as always, I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the Hood on Lock. I am Senseo Official, the realest nigga on YouTube, not because I say I am, but because it's in me and it's not on me. Y'all stand by me for that very same motherfucking reason. But check this out, though. Either, most likely tomorrow, I'm gonna do a review of Skull's interview with 901 Trey. Not only to say once again, I told you so, and they pretty much verified everything. Once again, Raven did it and he did it. They verified everything the hood has been telling y'all this whole motherfucking time about this young Dolph case. But then I also want you guys to pay attention to the end of that video. This nigga Sko sits there and he basically repeats. This is how you know these niggas watch my show. He repeated word for word what I say to you guys every fucking show. What I mean by that is when I say over here we do no snitching, we expose fuck niggas, we let the fuck niggas do the snitching, and then we gonna come back, break down what they say, and expose the truth. I don't know how many times you guys have heard me say this. Why the fuck at his last night's show, at the end of his show, as he's ending it, this nigga repeated exactly word for word what the fuck I say to you guys damn near every fucking show. Biting and dick riding at his finest, my nigga. It was so crazy that when I was listening to it, it sounded like I was talking. It sounded like I was listening to me. For those that don't know, I've already exposed Scope for not being as street as everybody thought he was. The videos are still up and I stand on it. But I guess after I did this shit, he started watching my show. He's always watched my show, but I think he's been tuning in lately to find out how a real nigga supposed to move. Cause there's nowhere in hell you repeated word for word shit that I say in damn near every show on your show, and you ain't watched my shit. We already know he watches my shit. This shit is crazy, my nigga. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to remember. But in case I don't remember, when I do the reaction as tomorrow's live, y'all remind me of that part. I'm sure probably going to remember. But if not, do not let me get off live without showing you guys what I was talking about. This nigga said word for word the same shit I tell y'all, man. I'm so tired of these hoe ass niggas copying, biting, and repeating and doing what I do. I know I'm the blueprint, but bitch, at least give me my motherfucking credit. Now back to the normal scheduled program. As always, I got to give a shout out to those that tapped in with me first. I see first, I got my fam bam in the building. Miss Howard in this motherfucker. Everybody, I said time after time, my cheapest membership is like $3.99. If you can afford more, get a better membership. I would definitely appreciate it. Because in a minute, I'm going to start just focusing on my members and my supporters. And I hope that all you guys are my members and supporters. So if you guys can't donate at least $3-4 a month, y'all, then I'm just gonna have to just, like I said, focus on the people that can. Oh, James Hudson, what's good with you, my nigga? He said, Rip Nate Dog. Yolanda Thomas in the building. What's good with you, baby girl? My nigga SL in the building. And Ain't Do Nothing. Troll accountants in the motherfucking building. Okay, y'all got a few stories that I got to bring to you guys' attention. Y'all know I've started doing it where I show you the bullshit story first, and then we work our way on through to the rest of the stories, y'all. So the first story, it may be a big situation. It may be a big thing to the person. It may not be that big of a thing to you. A guy who was hired at a dispensary to do security and fly drones around to make sure that the property is safe. While doing this, picked up police officers killing someone's dog for no reason. He turned the video footage in. The police officers are now in trouble. And because of that, they have fired this man. They fired this man because he turned in police, killing an innocent dog. Yeah, I did say innocent dog. For no motherfucking reason. So y'all check this shit out and tell me what you think about this.
This is cellulose acetate.
And I'm about to put the
Well,
call-in
Antonio
number at the
Williams
bottom of the
says he
screen.
appreciated the opportunity he was given to work in security. But what he did not expect was to lose his job over a video he took with his drone high above this Inkster dispensary where he worked. 7 Action News reporter Kimberly Craig has the interview you will see only here on 7 with the man one dog owner is calling his hero.
I'm the only person who had that footage that showed clearly what took place that night.
And this is the video that Antonio Williams says cost him his job working as late-night security for the Flower Bowl dispensary on Michigan Avenue. The video shows an encounter between Inkster police and a man whose dog was at first sitting nearby. The dog was off-leash and wagging his tail as he walked up to one man before approaching the officer. And that's when the officer opens fire on the dog. Williams says the dog was not behaving aggressively.
I think the training is wrong. I think that officer honestly did what he believed he was justified in doing. But is that what we're after? Do we want a police force that only looks for justifications to shoot instead of ways to de-escalate?
Williams says police took his statement but did not ask for the video. Instead, he says his managers at the dispensary demanded it. But it's his drone and his video. He was told to not give it to anyone, but Williams says he thought it was the right thing to do to give the video to Brad Brock, the man whose dog was killed.
What I chose to do with that footage was my right and my choice. If the dispensary had an issue with it, they voiced it. The consequence was my termination, and I'm okay with that.
He is the reason my dog is getting justice. He is the whole reason. And I am so angry and upset and hurt that he lost his job because that is wrong.
Williams can relate to loss because his loved ones passed away while he was serving life in prison without parole for a homicide he committed when he was a teenager. He says the victim was his mother's abusive boyfriend, and he was released after the Supreme Court's decision on resentencing juvenile lifers. And behind bars is where Williams learned about dogs, training them as leader dogs for the blind.
Zero aggression training. What does that mean? What does that translate into out here? Patience, kindness, tolerance.
In Inkster, Kimberly Craig, 7 Action News.
So shit. First we had to worry about the police killing us. Now they killing our motherfucking animals and lying about it. Man, these are some crooked motherfuckers, boy. They killing people lying about it. They planting drugs on motherfuckers and weapons and lying about it. They covering up shit, which is still lying about it. And now they killing our animals and lying about it. Ain't that shit crazy, y'all? It's fucked up, though, at the end of the day, man. Like, you can't trust these motherfuckers. But yet the judicial system and the government still give these motherfuckers authority over other people. I think they should have to take random lie detector tests, especially dealing with questions on prior arrests and prior cases. Just like they do random drug testing, they should have random lie detector tests, and all the questions be based off of prior court cases and arrests. I bet you we find out a whole lot then. What's good with you folks? You on the Hood Unlocked?
What's good, your family?
What's good? Appreciate you tapping in, man. What you got to say about this story so far, folks?
I don't see why it surprised us, homie. I mean, you know the Popo's been killing us for years.
But then it's the dog, though.
Surprise.
You gonna lie on the dog too, though?
Yeah. see now with social media and cell phones, you know, we just seeing evidence of it. But you know, it's been going on for years. I don't even front. It's been going on for years. But what I want to speak about real quick with you, homie, because you always allow me to come and, you know, chop it up with you for a minute.
Go ahead.
All this violence that we seeing in LA, I have not seen it like this, homie, in years, homie. And I'm just being straight up with you. These follow homes, these carjackings, these murders. It was a pastor in Compton that was murdered a couple weeks ago.
Right.
And I mean, it ain't just like famous people like Slim 400. Like it's the wave of violence is showing you that it can even affect somebody, you know, famous like Slim 400. So the violence I have seen in LA is just disturbing to me. I mean, I'm not gonna even lie to you. And I mean, I didn't see it from different eras out here. From the, you know, the crack era to the 90s when all the gang murders was taking place, and you know, but this era now, I don't know about this one, homie. Right. Anybody can get got in LA. That's the thing. It used to be rules to the gang, homie. But now what I'm peeping is anybody can get got. You could be stopped in traffic right on the Imperial and Crenshaw, and somebody can run up on you and you know and get you. You did right. So I don't know. I'm just tripping off all this violence that seemed to be happening. You know, they just robbed them 2 cats. Them was brothers that they robbed up there in Hollywood. They followed them niggas home and took their Rolex watches off their wrists. All that were caught on camera. Right. And then you talk about 9 black businesses in LA that was robbed by black folks, homie.
Well, you know, our people is ruthless in certain areas and environments, man, and unfortunately, it ain't really too much we can do about it, folks. We can sit here, we can preach, we can protest, but even if the shit die down for a minute, it's just a matter of time before that shit come right back. I think some things, whether we want to admit it or not, we just gonna have to just sit back and have to accept the shit and deal with it as it comes. Because nothing that we fight against, nothing that we hope seems to arrive or appear in reality. How long have we been yelling we need to stop the violence? How long have we been yelling police need to stop killing us? How long have we been doing all these things? And here it is, 30, 40 plus years on my end. This shit is gone. It's still happening.
Right.
It's still happening. Like I said, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound. Even when they kill us, we protest. We might tear up some shit, get some free shit. But after a month or 2, maybe 3 if we lucky, we look up somebody else's then got killed by them motherfuckers. It's a revolving door, just like everything else. And I'm sorry, but I'm willing to admit that this is just a way of life. And it ain't gonna never change, my nigga. So the best thing to do is adapt, adjust, stay on point, stay safe. What do you think?
Real talk, homie. I'm gonna tell you just from my perspective, homie, and you know, and I'm gonna say this before I put this down. This is just my opinion. It don't, you know, the views, opinion don't affect your platform.
Right. Go ahead.
But from what I can see and from what I done talked to a lot of the homies about, man, it's a lot of anger in the community due to gentrification. When you have whole hoods that have been taken over and gentrified by Mexicans, Asians. It used to be the Asians, they wouldn't, they stayed pretty much in Koreatown. When I started seeing the Asians come down as far down on Crenshaw, as far as Washington, when you start seeing the Asian writing, and then you know, I'm like, oh, it's a matter of time for they come all the way down to Adams and then on all the way down to Exposition.
Well, let me ask you something, folks. What's wrong with that though? I don't mind having different races in the neighborhood or around us. Like, I welcome that type of shit, folks. I don't look at it as a bad thing.
Yeah, but it's one thing to come and do business in the community, fam. But it's another thing to not put nothing back in that same community that you're taking out of. You're taking resources out of. So when you talk about the Asians that come in to the community that might have a liquor store, they driving back out the Hacienda Heights. They not staying down in the hood and
Right.
and
But let me ask you this,
putting nothing
folks.
back towards the community.
Okay. Let me ask you this: how many black people got businesses outside of the hood and donate to their neighborhoods? See, it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword, my nigga. People gonna do what they want with their money. I get what you're saying. It would be nice if you was making money in the hood if you looked out for the hood, but it's not a race thing. It's a selfish thing. You got some. You got some race that might have businesses. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say that. I'm even correct you, folks. I know a Chinese dude owns a gas station. Not only will he let you use food stamps if he know you ain't got no cash and you doing bad to pay for gas, but niggas also hustle outside of his store. He don't call the police. He don't snitch. He just tell them stay away from his pumps and don't be in front of his door. Now that may not seem a lot to you, but that's a lot to the motherfuckers that need a place to come and make money and be able to do it somewhat safely without the fear of somebody telling on the ass as far as the owner do. He's taking a risk on his business, accepting food stamps because you ain't got no cash to put gas in your car. Now, this is just one person. It's not a lot like that. But what I'm saying is, it's a selfish thing because you could open up a business being from the hood in Hollywood. You may feel like, well, this is Hollywood. Shit, they got money out here. Shit, what the fuck I'm gonna do for their community for? And you might bring it back to your community. It's a double-edged sword with that. But I welcome other way. I wouldn't want to live around just a bunch of niggas anyway. As long as you mind your business.
I'm not saying.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying like I'm like exclusionary, homie, when it comes to other races. I grew up in LA, so I'm aware of.
So going up in LA, you know damn well you don't want to live around niggas all the time. Hell no.
Hell no, exactly. But what I'm saying is when it comes to how LA is now and where my even in LA and the jungles, you got white folks
Hold on,
now
folks.
that
But
walk
do,
their
do you
dogs.
do you realize what that mean though? If those places you just mentioned that were predominantly black are now other races, then that mean that them black folks must have moved out the hood somewhere else. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. If the hood moved out and like everybody I know don't even live in LA and Compton no more. They live an hour away, 30 minutes away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like our goal was to get out the hood. So now if I move out to get away from the shit, give my family and loved ones a safe environment, and another race want to move up in that motherfucker and deal with them problems, go ahead. Like I don't give a fuck. Like that's just me. Like I've always been told for like the last 5 or 10 years that Hispanics was taking over LA. That never bothered me. I never cared. I just don't give a fuck about shit like that. As long as I got a roof over my head, is somewhere for me and my family to be at, my loved ones, and y'all to lay y'all heads at. Man, I don't care about what city is majority or what, man. Because if we really wanted it like that, we wouldn't have moved out so they can move in, or we would move back. But remember, the goal is to get out the bullshit, not stay. So if our black people are no longer living in these fucked up areas, when you think about it, that's really a win because they got to be living somewhere, right?
Yeah, but keep game though, homie, because I mean, like I said, I'm from LA, but I didn't live all over. So I moved out to Palmdale. I moved out to Land. You feel me?
I hear you, my nigga. Go ahead.
I stayed in Bakersfield. You did.
Right.
For a time out on off White Lane. So I mean, I stayed in Orange County and I fucked with white broad, stayed down in Orange County.
Right.
I stayed in Long
That's what
Beach.
we do, nigga.
So, but my point
That's
is,
what we do.
You did. That's what we do. In Pasadena, I've been all out there.
Right.
I stayed all out there. But my point is, I see when I stayed out in Lancaster or when I stayed out in Palmdale, I was in LA driving down that 14 to get to LA almost every other day. So it really and then like the Walmart in
what's good, Cap?
In Lancaster.
Audio. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Like the Walmart in Lancaster.
The east side or the west side one?
Yeah, 15th East.
Oh yeah, that's the east side one.
Yeah. You roll up in that piece and you see everybody from the hood.
Right.
Everybody that moved from LA that got hot in LA.
Hey, it's crazy. That's where they meet. Hey, that's where niggas in Lancaster meet women at. They go to Walmart to meet women.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, homie, I'm just rambling, homie.
Man, it's all good. You know you always welcome, folks, and feel free to call in if you got an opinion on something else that I display tonight, man. You welcome.
For sure, homie. I'm gonna kick back into the comments and let somebody else get in and check back in with you the next time.
I appreciate you, Wes.
All right, Wes all day.
Man, I love it when you guys come up on the panel when y'all call in. Salute to the homie. Whoever he may be, but he's definitely from the land, so it's all good. All right, y'all. Let's get on to the let's go on to the next topic, y'all. Let me see what this is. Okay, cool. Next topic, y'all. Police officer in Denver, Colorado, or Aurora, really Greenwood, Colorado, was found guilty of shooting, once again, another black man. This is what I was saying yesterday when I was like, how can I feel bad even if it's a good one on their side to get killed? Because at the end of the day, they stay killing us. But this time, somebody had to take the fall. You know how they do it. So many get off, and one has to take the fall. So let's tap in and find out what's going on with this story.
Kansas City police officer will have a top-notch defense as he fights criminal charges in the deadly shooting of Cameron Lamb. Today, the Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund praised Officer Eric de Valkenaer. They say he's a hero, not a criminal, and they'll pay his legal bills. Here's investigative reporter Angie Rocono.
It was clear to us that this was a reasonable, lawful, and frankly, heroic use of force by Detective de Valkenaer.
Jason Johnson's.
Now, you see how they back up each other? They said this shit was heroic. Let me tell y'all what happened, and then you're going to hear the news reporter tell you guys to clarify it. The man was coming home. He was not being pulled over. There was no warrant. There was no suspicion of a crime or anything. While backing his vehicle up in his own yard, this motherfucker shot and killed him. Again, there was no warrant. There was no suspicion of a crime. But I'm going to let them give you guys more details of what really happened.
Says what happened last December is tragic, but it wasn't a crime. It was an officer doing his job.
Never seen a case like this resulting in criminal charges, not even close to it.
The Law Enforcement Legal Defense Fund supports officers they feel are wrongly charged. The board of directors contains heavyweights like a former attorney general and retired FBI leaders. An officer can appeal for help, but the director says he contacted de Valkenaer himself after reading and researching his case.
Because politics is involved, there's a contested election in the fall, and we have this sentiment about police out there, it can be advantageous to go after.
What does the election, what does politics have to do with this motherfucker killing this man? I don't understand how they throw all this bullshit in there and nobody calls it out or says nothing. Let's keep listening.
After unlawfully, unreasonably, and unethically go after law enforcement officers. And I strongly believe that is what is afoot here in this case.
What we believe, though, is that his conduct was reckless.
2 months ago, a grand jury indicted DeValcanair with involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutor Jean Peters Baker pointed out officers did not have permission to enter Cameron Lamb's property and said they simply raced to the backyard to confront him following a high-speed chase. Police say Cameron Lamb pointed his gun at another officer, and that's when DeValcanair fired his gun.
We don't take every case.
Okay, I stand corrected. He was involved in a high-speed chase.
That it comes before us.
The private organization is currently representing other officers in high-profile cases, where prosecutors argue they crossed the line with sometimes deadly results. But the defense fund counters these are good officers who did their jobs. That doesn't make them criminally guilty of anything. Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.
We reached out to the prosecutor's office. She did not have a comment. Neither did the lawyers representing Cameron Lamb's family.
Okay, now I got one more video on this I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to drop the StreamYard link. The calling number is on the screen. Somebody tap in because I definitely want to hear y'all opinion on this case.
The court is further compelled to find beyond a reasonable doubt that when defendant shot and killed Cameron Lamb, number one, defendant was not acting in lawful self-defense. Number two, defendant was not acting in lawful defense of Sergeant Schwam. And three, it being conceded that defendant and Sergeant Schwam were not effecting an arrest of Cameron Lamb or preventing his escape after an arrest, that defendant did not lawfully utilize deadly force as a law enforcement officer under Missouri use of force laws applicable to such officers. The court further finds from the admissible evidence beyond a reasonable doubt that when defendant followed Sergeant Schwam into the backyard of 4154 College and engaged Cameron Lamb, ultimately shooting and killing him, he did so without considering or being aware of the substantial and unjustifiable risks associated with his conduct, including but not limited to the fact that Sergeant Schwam and he were unlawfully on the property, that they were both escalating a situation that previously had de-escalated, and that their actions created or exacerbated the risk that what ultimately occurred would. The court concludes that this conduct was a gross deviation from the standard of care that a reasonable person would exercise in the situation and constituted criminal negligence, as that phrase is defined under Missouri law. Accordingly, as to count one, in which defendant is charged with the Class C felony of involuntary manslaughter in the first degree, the court finds the defendant guilty of the lesser included offense of involuntary manslaughter in the second degree, a Class E felony. As to count two, the unclassified felony of armed criminal action, the court finds the defendant guilty. A date for sentencing will be determined after further consultation with counsel. The court will order the preparation of a sentencing assessment report. If the defendant chooses to file a motion for new trial, his deadline for doing so is extended 10 days. I will order the defendant remain free on bond pending sentencing. That will be the court's order. Counsel will withdraw their exhibits. Good luck, everybody.
Okay, now I want to ask y'all this, man, because I'm starting to catch on to this pattern. When police officers do kill us, they get hit with manslaughter majority of the time, which we all know is a way lesser charge than murder. That's kind of like getting a slap on the wrist. It's kind of like, instead of getting a whipping, I'm going to put you on punishment. Like, I believe manslaughter is a maximum of 25, but most police officers get between 5 and 10 years, if that. So open up your eyes, y'all. Like open them up. We kill somebody, even if it's self defense, we face deeper charges unless it's like clearly on video or some shit like that. But if it's not on video, especially if you got a background or you got some color on you, or considered a minority, I could say that, your ass is automatically guilty before anything. Police got different laws, different rules. You commit a crime, they come arrest you, they hold you, they either charge you or let you go. Police commit a crime, even if it's on video, they go home, they see their family, sometimes they still get paid. That's not the same process. Why do police officers get to go home? Why are they investigated? If you was to go say the police illegally pulled you over and socked you in your face 3 times, bruised the fuck up, they're not gonna go arrest the officer at that point. They're gonna say, okay, we're gonna investigate these claims and we'll contact you and let you know what's going on. Different set of rules, different laws. The shit's just not fair. What's good to my nigga SL in the motherfucking building?
What's the deal, man? What's?
Another fallen soldier, my nigga, and it looks like this officer is gonna get what's considered a slap on the wrist compared to what he normally would have been charging if it was, one of us that did it.
You know how they do. They even get to talk to them. Like Johnny gonna go to work. When he come to work, after you already made the claim and everything like that, just like you said, we gonna continue with it. We're gonna start an investigation. We'll let you know what's going on, keep you informed. That's what they gonna tell you. We'll keep you informed. Johnny gonna come to work and stuff. They gonna talk about it to their boss. Hey, come in my office real quick. Like he getting disciplined for a job instead of like this not being murder and stuff like that. Hey man, is it true that? Well, tell me what happened, and then they figure out a solution how they gonna make it work. If it is
Right.
too deep and stuff, that's what they do, man. Give them manslaughter. Man, we just gonna give you manslaughter and say nothing about his pension or nothing like that. Family still taken care of. And when you go to jail, you think he about to be on GP? Hell no.
Hell no, he going to a fucking FedEx, nigga,
Hell
around a bunch
no.
of other
Nigga,
crooked
they
ass
about to
officers, and they gonna have fun with each other till they come home, nigga.
everything. That nigga going to the two.
Man, they got a
On
man.
everything.
They got prisons with nothing but just officers there, my nigga. Believe that.
Man, for real though. They
Well,
got prisons with the, you know what I'm saying, with the colors and the snitches together and all
right,
that.
right.
Come on, man. They can know about the SWs, you know what I'm
Man, them
saying?
niggas gonna be good till they come home, my nigga.
They good to they and they family good. You still get the pension. So what real punishment are you getting? That's what I want to say. Like,
And this man life, it ain't no restart, ain't no
take
coming
this
back.
out. Let one of us do something like that. Oh yeah, you stand in jail with no bail. What you
Right,
call it? They know you can't afford a lawyer, and they be providing them lawyers.
exactly. That's what I'm saying, though, my nigga.
The
Like
police provide lawyers.
that's clearly a different set of laws and rules.
Bro,
And
so
you
how do I
notice,
know this lawyer ain't talking to this lawyer and stuff?
oh,
Trying to come
that
to an
happens a lot.
agreement.
That happens a lot. And then if you notice, the whole time this man is being convicted of this crime, they're continuing to say in the press that he's a good officer. I don't know how many times they said that shit in that video. Good officer, good officer, good officer. They killed a man, unarmed man. How are you still using good officer that made a mistake? Okay, so if I kill somebody, can I made a mistake? Nah. Different set of laws, different set of rules. That shit's not cool, my nigga. Rest in peace to the man and the victim of this motherfucker. Now he gonna go do his little few years, get out, and he gonna be right back normal again. Now look, we're gonna go on to the next. We're gonna go
Hey,
ahead
and I'll
and
tell you
bounce.
another thing.
Go ahead.
No, what you call it? I'll tell you another thing because earlier I was listening in. I had one earpiece on, but I was in the set, bro. Like, you feel me? Talking about the homie funeral and all that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, um, what you call it? The thing about the dog and stuff. Don't kill my dog. You
Right.
gonna get popped back. For real. You know how black people feel about their dogs, man. Especially if I've been having that dog since a little kid, bro. Oh, everything. Don't kill my dog, bro. But they get away with everything. These just examples after examples and stuff. Like, but now it's on videotape. Like, really, really, what they doing? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So, but they trying to hold them, and we been complaining so much about holding them accountable and stuff that they got to do something. But come on, manslaughter. That's all y'all can create. All right. So,
And look at how many get away though. They give so many just get off, and then they gotta hit that one with that manslaughter every so often to try to keep us at peace.
hey, now when he get out, we gonna look up to see if he got another job somewhere in another county.
Well, shit, with a felony, he shouldn't have no pistol, so he shouldn't damn sure be able to go be no police nowhere. All right, but look, we're gonna go ahead and tap into the next topic though, man. The calling numbers on the screen. The streaming link is in the chat for those who want to come up with their opinion. If you want to show some love, get a membership or support via Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Chime, or Zelle, the Hood Unlock, or use the call-in number to find me on any of those platforms. Now, the next topic, y'all, I believe is you might have heard about this one too. Police officer shot this dude in a wheelchair 8, 9 times. I don't think he had a weapon. We're gonna tap in and find out what's going on. But definitely, if you didn't have a weapon, what excuse could you use for shooting a man in a wheelchair 8 or 9 times? Let's tap in and find out what type of bullshit going on with this shit.
Let me go to that case that you're talking about, this that you've been following so closely, supporting the family and friends of Cameron Lamb.
I was in the courtroom.
And just to explain to people, he is a black man who was killed in Missouri by a white Kansas City police detective who was found guilty on Friday of fatally shooting Lamb outside his own home in December of 2019. Eric DeVolcaner was convicted on charges of second-degree involuntary manslaughter
Oh
and
wait, yeah, it's
armed
still on
criminal
this
action
asshole. My
for
bad,
firing
y'all.
2 rounds at 26-year-old Cameron Lamb, who was killed as he backed his truck into his own garage. At the time, the officers had no arrest warrant and no evidence of a crime. I want to play again civil rights attorney Lee Merritt representing Lamb's family.
This is momentous. This is historic, and it means something. This is going to mean something when you go back to Georgia. It's going to mean something for Ahmaud Arbery. It's going to mean something for Tatiana Jefferson. It's going to mean something for both Rajon. It's going to mean something for so many families that have been impacted. Jamel Roberson in Chicago, Ronald Green in Illinois. These instances of justice in our system are far too rare.
So if you can talk about why you were in the courtroom, why this case in particular was so important to you. Again, this police officer, this detective, was a white detective who has now been found guilty of murdering Colin Lamb.
Cameron Lamb's family reached out to me personally, and the Families United, along with the Justice Reform Group that we have established here to protect these families and stand up with these families, and invited me, wanted me to stand with them to give them strength because they needed to feel backed up. They needed to feel someone was behind them. So we showed up in the courtroom. And me and Lee, I was there with Lee, and Lee was back and forth from Georgia to Kansas City because Lee represents the family also. It was,
of Ahmaud
that's
Arbery.
why I was in the courtroom. Yeah. I mean, Lee Merritt was back and forth. Lee has more frequent flyer miles than me, and that's incredible.
All right, right, y'all. That's a little update on that bullshit. But we have to tap in though to the man that was shot by the police in the wheelchair though.
The city of Tucson, Arizona, has fired a police officer who shot and killed a man who was sitting in a moving electric scooter. Newly released video from Monday night shows that Ryan Remington confronted a suspected shoplifter
Man, look at this
before
shit.
firing 9 shots. The police chief says that Remington's actions were wrong. Our national correspondent Jerika Duncan has more on this story. We have to warn you that the video and some of the details here are very disturbing.
I have a male suspect that just shoplifted right in front of me, pulled a knife on me.
You're looking at surveillance video from a Tucson Walmart. It shows former police officer Ryan Remington and a Walmart employee. They're slowly trailing 61-year-old Richard Lee Richards through a parking lot while he's in a mobility scooter.
White male, flannel t-shirt, white hat.
Police say an employee told Remington, who was off duty and working security at the store, that Richards stole a toolbox. Remington asked Richards for a receipt, but Richards allegedly brandished a knife and continued toward another store.
According to the Walmart employee, Mr. Richards said, "If you want me to put down the knife, you're going to have to shoot me."
Another officer arrived as Richards made his way to the entrance of a Lowe's hardware store. Remington is heard asking Richards to stop.
Go to the store, sir.
Moments later, Remington opened fire. 9 rounds hitting Richards.
Nigga, is it that fucking serious, nigga?
Footage from
Come
the
on.
security camera shows Remington using handcuffs on Richards right after the shooting.
Officers rendered medical care, but a short time
And
later,
then cuffed the
Mr.
nigga.
Richards
Wow.
was declared dead.
Tucson Police Chief Chris Magnus condemned Remington's actions in a news conference Tuesday.
His use of deadly force in this incident is a clear violation of department policy and directly contradicts multiple aspects of our use of force and training.
We are going to take our time and actually look at everything, which
Attorney Mike Story is representing Remington.
these were cut and pasted videos, which showed about 20% of what actually happened last night.
Story also said his client's close proximity to Richards did not allow the officer to safely deploy his taser. In a statement released Tuesday, Tucson Mayor Regina Romero called the shooting unconscionable and indefensible. The case is now under investigation by the Pima County Attorney's Office. I think a lot of people look at that video and they think, well, he's in a wheelchair. How is he an imminent threat? But of course, all of this will play out as it should with the justice system and the attorney's office, the county attorney.
I love the attorney saying, look, you've only seen 20% of the video. I'd like to see the rest of the video that makes it okay to respond the way that he did.
Yeah.
Right.
You're in a knife and you're sitting down.
I have friends and family that are police officers.
Yeah.
So when I see this, my emotions are quick to race, but I'm slow to judge.
Right.
But when I see the video, it's hard for me not to think about two things: de-escalation,
yes,
and then excessive force. And it just seems like here's another situation where a police officer just went too far. I'm not saying I know all the details, but just
Right.
at first sight.
Yeah, I never understand, to your point about 9 shots to someone who is in a riding scooter with a knife, not a gun, and he shot 9 times. I'll never understand.
It's under investigation, so there could be
Yes.
possible charges.
There you go.
We'll see.
Yep.
Okay, y'all. Y'all pretty much heard what I'm about to say. Like, this man was sitting in a chair. He had a knife. He said he couldn't pull out his taser because he was too close to the man. Well, from the video, the chairman was going away from you and you was walking up on him. So if you wanted to pull your taser, a simple stop walking up on him, you could have did that. Takes probably about a second or two to fucking pull your taser out. That's bullshit. And if you really, really felt like he was going after somebody, which he clearly wasn't, but say you want to run with that bullshit, nigga, 1 shot, nigga, you hit this nigga 9 times, nigga. Like the nigga had a pistol on him. That's some motherfucking bullshit. Hey, SL, man, what you think about this shit?
Hey man, that whole shit just weird because like, wait, hold on, let me roll up my window and stuff on Big in Manchester. You know how they be preaching outside and shit.
Oh,
But
you over
look,
there by Louisiana, nigga. Yeah, you grab you
yeah,
some chicken over there,
for
nigga.
real, I tell y'all leaving Inglewood, but like, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Right.
the cold thing about it, right, is that the only time, as far as my experience, and I'm talking about, I ain't got down with these niggas, but like, as far as my experience, the only time a dude in a wheelchair is a threat is when you sitting down with him in that back seat. You feel me? Like that's when you should really be worried. Like, bro, like man, easily he could have ran up on him and kicked his whole wheelchair down. He would have fell over
Right.
on everything, bro. Like you ain't even about to go nowhere and stuff. I don't give a man. I would have felt better if you would have shot him with a taser in the back of his head. You know what I'm saying? You killed him. That was too many shots, bro, just to make
Right.
sure that people were safe. And you can't say it was safe because it fired inside an open public store. You open fired in that when the door was open and he was shooting them, man, it was people in there. Them bullets could have flew anywhere.
Right.
So
The
you can't
nigga
say
even
that he was safe.
you couldn't even hit the nigga chair. I'm pretty sure if you'd heard one of them bullets hit that chair, he'd have stopped through the knife and some more shit. Like there's all kind of options he could have took, man. This shit crazy. Again, he probably gonna get hit with a manslaughter, not no murder, because the dude did have a knife, and they gonna claim that he's a good cop that what just made a mistake. Rest in peace to this guy, but it's another video on here I want you guys to tap
What makes it
into.
great say, rookie ass cop.
Right now, Tucson police releasing new video of a now former police officer shooting and killing a man in a motorized wheelchair Monday night. Good morning to you. I'm Rachel McNeil.
Everyone, I'm Scott McDonald. This is a story that's tough to hear and watch. Please be advised the video could be disturbing for some. Team 12's Jess Winters reviewing this body camera video. Jess, what are investigators saying happened that night?
Well, you said it. These videos are tough to watch, to say the least. We have both store surveillance and police body cameras showing a man in a wheelchair being shot 9 times. We're not going to show you the video this morning, but what I can show you and tell you is what led up to a Tucson man being shot to death by an officer. Tucson police say 61-year-old Richard Lee Richards tried stealing a toolbox Monday night from a Walmart on the southwest side of the city. Now, former TPD officer Ryan Remington stopped Richards
Look, he's
outside of the store
following
with a
this
Walmart
nigga.
employee
Look,
after alerting him to the
he's
theft.
up on the
When
thing.
asked to
He
show
could
his
have been
receipt,
pulled.
Richards pulled out
He
a
could have
knife and
been
said,
pulled the
"Here's your
taser.
receipt." Police say Richards then headed toward Lowe's, where he allegedly said, "If you want me to put down the knife, you're gonna have to shoot
Oh
me."
well.
Another TPD officer met Remington for backup, and both warned Richards not to enter the store and telling him to drop that knife. But Richards kept on going, and that's when Officer Remington fired 9 rounds in his back and his side. We're going to pause the video right here
Damn.
because then Richards slumps over and falls out of the motorized wheelchair from the barrage of shots.
That's fucked up, man.
To be very clear, I am deeply
We already heard his ass. I don't need to hear that guy
Yo,
again.
yo, hey,
What up?
check this out, fam. Look, you ain't ran into one of them dudes at the liquor store and stuff like that. Look, he just so happened to say, if you want me to stop, you gonna have to kill me. He just
Right.
so happened to say that. I want to hear the video footage on that because I ain't hear none of that shit. And if he did say that, bro, you run into the same motherfuckers like that in the liquor store, bro. That be like, oh yeah, you gonna have to kill me. I'm crazy. What man? Shit, you already know. Oh,
Hey, hey, check
he
this
owns
out.
something. He
He
owns
followed this
something.
nigga through the hold on. He followed this nigga through the parking lot, my nigga. He had more than enough time to pull his taser, pepper spray, his knife stick. He could have kicked this nigga chair over, nigga. Tackled it over, nigga. He could have grabbed it from behind, threw him over, nigga. We clearly watched this man walk him through the parking lot. How you didn't have time to do nothing else?
No, he escorted him.
Right. All 9 hit him too. Man, that's fucked up, y'all. Shit's fucked up. Calling numbers on the screen. The stream link in the chat for those who want to come up and voice their opinion on any of the topics. I got one more for you guys before I get the fuck up out of here. It's another sad one, y'all.
We ain't trying to hear me in here. We want to hear everybody's opinion.
Right. I keep telling them, nigga, that's kind of platform I want, but people be acting like they scared. Anyway, the show don't stop for nobody. We'll keep it pushing. The last one is another sad one, y'all. Young white teenager killed by ex-officer. Ex-officer resigned 2 to 3 weeks before he killed this teen. The reason for him resigning, he claimed, was family issues. I really hope they look into what that really was about. But anyway, it appears him, his other friends, one of them being black, was riding through the neighborhood, either speeding or playing the radio loud or both. And he felt like, I guess, the neighborhood was his and they shouldn't be doing that. They get to their residence, they're either unloading or getting themselves together. He pulls up, he starts acting like he's the owner of the whole neighborhood. He's arguing with the black kid mainly. Maybe we can watch the clip and then find out why he was. But during this argument, I don't know if the white kid saw the gun or not, but he pushed the black kid out the way, pulled out his gun, shot the ex-officer in the foot or the leg. Keep in mind, he don't know he's an ex-officer either. He looks like he's just a crazy white man with a gun. He pushes the black kid out the way. He shoots the ex-officer in the leg or the foot, and then the officer kills the teen, hitting him, I believe, 6 or 9 times or something, y'all. The whole thing was caught on the ring. And so we're going to tap in and find out what the fuck was going on with this shit.
I got people in there. Hey, let me see the police. Don't. What do you want? What do you want? I have a camera. I'm calling the cops. Then you could have asked me that instead of being a creep.
He said my neighborhood. They said, how's this your neighborhood? He said he owned all of it, y'all. Y'all hear this shit?
Go, nigga. Oh my God. Hey. Hey. You kidding me? Is that Jacob? No, that's Peyton. Get the fuck inside. Call the phone. You kidding me? You kidding me? I'm chill, dude. He just came at me and shot at me, dude. He just came at me and shot at me. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Call an ambulance, man. Call an ambulance. Shit, man. Yes, somebody's been shot outside of my home. You really followed her. Huh? Kidding me? Bethany, get inside. Okay. I'm coming back. I'm just gonna park my car right here. Okay.
What you mean? Okay, he just shot your peoples. What the fuck? White girl shit.
Bro.
I know y'all want to tap in for this one. The number gonna be on the screen. The stream link is in the chat.
No, he's dead! You gonna act like he's okay? Stop!
You hear this motherfucker? He gonna talk about is he okay? Man, fuck. Let me mute myself.
He's dead! No, he's still breathing. Keep going, keep going, keep going. No, I know. It's okay. Keep going. He has a pulse. Keep going.
Nigga ain't shit okay, man. You just killed this little boy, nigga.
Hold on, he has a pulse. He has a pulse. He has a pulse. He has a pulse. Keep breathing, buddy. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come on. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Keep breathing, man. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Hey.
Now you know they're gonna take this part of him saying keep breathing and try to make it seem like he a good pig, y'all. You know they're gonna run with this shit right here. Watch.
You think they not?
Come on. Hey, we gotta do CPR. He's not breathing. He's not. There's no pulse.
Of course he's not breathing. You hit the nigga like 7 to 9 times, you bitch ass nigga.
He's taking.
I'll help with the breathing. Where are his wounds? I don't even know where his wounds are. Do you have a light? No, I don't. Do you have a light? Shit, he pulled a gun on me. He shot me in the leg. Where's what? You can go home. Stop. You can go home. Come on, buddy. Stop. No, don't act like you care. You just dumped the whole clip into him, stupid.
Exactly. SL, my nigga.
Man, I was saying it, bro.
Now, this is the part you guys don't know because it's very dark. I'm sure during the trial they're gonna highlight it, make it where you guys can see it, or at least where they can see it. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I'm gonna read it directly from the either I think it's an interview or article. So just give me a second. Oh, actually, I screenshot it on my phone. Hold on.
Go ahead, I'm gonna tap back in.
Right, for sure. All right. A reporter said before former officer Holen shot 17-year-old Peyton Blinson on November 2021, they said Holen, which is the ex-officer, the pig, He aims his gun at the black team. Peyton pushes his friend to safety and then fires in self-defense. Oh, he didn't even shoot his leg. He grazed his leg. He wasn't even shot. He got scratched in the leg. And Holen shot that boy 8 times. He wasn't even hit. He was grazed with a bullet. But it looked like he was getting out the car with the gun to do something to his black friend. And, that was his friend. And Peyton stepped in and said, nah, he probably assumed he was on some Karen shit, Ken shit. And that's exactly what he seemed like he was on, yelling that it was his neighborhood. He owns all this. And you hopping out with a gun to confront a black dude. And his white homeboy stepped up, nigga, and tried to give you the business. But unfortunately, he not a good shot. Or maybe he shot at the ground to let you know to leave them alone. Dude, you should have took your ass home. They did nothing to you. They didn't threaten you. You was in no fear. They was at their residence doing what they do, and you pulled up to their house questioning them. Who the fuck do you think you are, homie? Why do these motherfuckers feel like they have so much authority over other people? Me personally, I'm sick and tired of it. People that know me say all the time, I can't wait till I run into a Kevin, a Ken. I'm gonna go viral because I'm a dog walk his ass. Make an example out of him. So hopefully we won't have to go through this shit no more. There's more details on this story. Let's tap in.
CBS 4 News at 6. A teenager's dad and a former police officer hospitalized after a shootout in Aurora. Tonight, we know investigators believe the two fired at each other during an argument that may have started over careless driving. Happened about 10:30 last night in the 4900 block of South Addison Way. That's near Gun Club Road and Bellevue Avenue. Aurora police say that a man and a group of teenagers were arguing about careless driving through the neighborhood. That man and a 17-year-old boy are accused of pulling out guns, shooting at each other. Neighbors say the man was shot in the leg. He was in good enough condition to then perform chest compressions on the teenager until EMTs arrived. That teenager later died at the hospital. APD confirms the man is a former Greenwood Village police officer. So far, no arrests have been made.
It looked like a TV show. There was crime tape, crime scene. I see someone getting in an ambulance and about 100 cop cars. It was wild. Kids are going to be kids. I wish he could have learned a lesson, but not that way. Like, no one deserves to die.
Detectives are working to figure out who actually started that argument. This is the latest in a string of shootings involving teenagers in Aurora. Last week, 6 teens were shot and injured in Nome Park, which is near Aurora Central High. 2 15-year-olds have been arrested in that shooting. 3 other teenagers also shot in the parking lot of Hinckley High School.
Hi, my name is Douglas James, and do you know why entrepreneurs...
So they got it popping in Colorado. It's going down. But the answer to the question is the video clearly shows he put up to their residence. Again, this police, ex-police shit, they always get benefit of the doubt. Different set of laws and rules. The video clearly shows he's at their residence. So what more needs to be investigated on who started it? He should have went home. The video, he yelled this was his neighborhood. He hopped out because he felt like he was still the police. That mentality that they have where they feel like they're just bigger and badder than the next person. When will this shit fucking stop? What you gotta say about this shit, SL? It's my neighborhood.
Hey, look, man.
You heard that nigga
That's
though?
what
You heard him?
yeah.
It's my neighborhood. He said, what's your neighborhood? How? The whole thing.
Nah, was that no? But look, this what I'm saying though. All right, regardless of what they doing, I can see if your kid right there, playing and stuff like that, little Anthony playing, and out there on the street and stuff, and you zoom by, yeah, I'm gonna go holler at you too as a dad. You know what I mean? But to bring the icky into the situation, bro, Why do you have that on you, bro? For what?
No,
You
you
can't say for
realize
your
hold on.
protection if you were just having a conversation.
Hold on, my nigga. He was asking why they was in his neighborhood. They had to explain to them why they was in that neighborhood. He said, "Oh, so this is her neighborhood you guys are in."
Yeah, no, but look, that's what I'm saying though. Getting to the point, right?
Right,
You intentionally brought a gun with you because they been and went on about their business.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So they been went on about their business, man. You intentionally take the burner out wherever you had the burner stashed in your house and stuff, right? You
right,
go down there and stuff, you find that you're looking for them because true. What I think is that he thought them young dudes was gonna be scared when he showed them a gun and stuff like that. And the situation escalated. You know what I mean? To the point where, bro, you couldn't even take that back. You know what I mean? You know
right.
what you call it? He could have been having a good day, just feeling himself. You know what I mean? He could have, yeah. Because I'll be thinking like that, bro. Bro, like if you on some sober stuff, like, bro, what's going earner, bro, like to go down there and tell them, hey man, like, my name Kyle, whoop, man, you know what I'm saying? I live right here, man. I appreciate it, bro. If y'all did, you know what I'm saying, slide down here, you know what I mean, as fast or whatever and stuff like that, or try to keep it, you know what I'm saying, down on the music or something, man, they would have probably respected you way more. That thing didn't have to escalate like that. But you made it escalate when you flash and burner and stuff like that, like
And,
everybody
and,
else ain't got
and
one.
he only had been retired or resigned for a couple of weeks, so he already got that that mentality of that police officer still. I own you, like I run you, nigga. Like you do what I say. We all know that mentality that they have, and so
Right.
him
That's
still
where
being
I think the this is my block came
right,
into play. What you call
right,
it? Because man, come on, man. I ran out of fingers. If I tell you how many times the cop that told me that
right,
in my shit though. I mean that
right,
man, sometimes not even the hood. I'm talking about where I resigned at.
right,
When I was living in Watts. Man, I ain't had cops from Watts over there. LAPD tell me from over there. This my shit.
right. For real though, my nigga.
Like,
Like I
come
was
on,
saying,
bro. Like,
and
so
you know
that's
they
where
got
I
that.
think that go into play. You right about that.
And they got the mentality of you gonna answer my questions, you gonna do what the fuck I say, or it can get real rough sometimes, my nigga. We don't give a fuck, but that's just how it go. So he's still in that mentality, that mindset of a police officer or whatever the fuck he was. So he approached this in that manner, nigga.
Hey, and the thing about it, everybody think these dudes just train in defense and weaponry and everything like that. Man, they trained how to handle a case too, man. He knew that girl when she said I had a camera and stuff, and you shot him that many times because you didn't expect old boy to pull out on you like that. You feel me? So what you call it? When they escalated like that, you start playing the part and stuff. Is he dead? No, he's not. No, he's not. But he has a pulse. Come here, come feel. He has a pulse. Trying to convince me he had a pulse. Man, you dumped the whole clip out of them.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
listen, man,
telling
you
you,
fucking
bro.
idiot.
It only take
Probably,
about like a minute and a half for somebody to start breathing, bro. That got more than motherfucking 3 shots, bro. Unless
right.
you hit them in the right spot,
My name
bro.
is
Like dude said, you put a whole clip in him, nigga. Stop acting like you give a fuck. Get your ass on.
Bro, I heard the number of shots because the first one was old boys. You can hear the difference in the shot. That was 2 different guns, man.
Right.
You hear me? So you can hear that they're like, I'm a street nigga. Like, I know. Like, bro, that was 2 different guns, man. So you got one going off that go blah, blah. It sounded like old boy got off twice. All the rest of them was him. Blah,
Right.
blah, 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 blah. That sounded like a whole little nine.
Like he was still shooting like when he was on the
For
ground type
real.
shit.
You sound like a whole little nine. He probably had about like more. He probably had like 3 or 4 in there, but he emptied the clip. Because if it's the one I'm thinking about, yeah, he had about like 3 or 4 more shells in there.
Yeah, the police they can carry 16. It's the non-police that can't. They
Yeah,
can
see,
hold
I
a
was
16
more on the 12, but like, yeah, you right, the 16 on everything, bro. So yeah,
Yeah,
he had a little bit
police
more
only
than
ones that can
4.
hold police the only ones that can hold 16 legally, as far as handguns go, I think.
You know, he still got the same one.
Right, man. That's what I'm saying. He got that mindset of I'm a police officer, so he stepped out like that. But like the report said, he was really coming after the black dude that was there, the black teen that was there, and he pushed him out, and the white dude drew down like nigga. Keep in mind, they not knowing this nigga a police officer. They think there's some crazy ass racist white motherfucker. That's
And hey, salute to homeboy, bro. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all type of stuff that be happening.
that
You
was
know,
a
that
real
could have
friend
been
though.
his.
He pushed his
Hey,
homie
that
out the
could
way
have
and
been.
got off
Hey,
on
look,
him.
I ain't gonna give him like that. I ain't gonna give it up like that, nigga. Uncle Inglewood, bro. Look, check this out. Like that, you know, could have been his little color friend. But regardless of what the fact is, though, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad that he really stood down for his boy like
Right,
that.
right,
Like,
real
you know
nigga
what I'm
shit.
saying? Really stood down for his boy. Like, hey, watch out, I got you. Because, you know, some of these dudes that what you call it, the same race as you be, man, they'll get
Right.
the hiding and ducking and all type of stuff. I ain't dealt with people personally that leave you in fights, bro. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we gonna catch that at.
Plus,
Cause you laugh at
he
me,
probably knew
bro.
his black
But
dude.
he
He
didn't
probably
leave his
knew.
boy though. Salute to my, you know.
He probably knew his boy didn't have no pistol on him, so he had to step in, nigga. Like you done hopped out your car with the burner, nigga. So he was like, "Oh no, you ain't doing a homie like that."
Like the homie, man. You ain't doing the homie like that.
She
And
just
I
should have been a
just
body
wish like
shot.
And I just wish as a people, like real talk, like we had each other back like that. We be like when we come to each other, bro, we be like so defensive, like cause we gotta wonder, like, man, what's on this nigga of my life? Like really what's on his mind
Right.
and stuff. Is he tripping? Like that's the first thing we go into. Is he tripping? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what you call it, like, man, like that shit crazy, yo. That
My
shit is
nigga,
crazy,
let me tell you
boy.
this real quick, my nigga.
Family.
You might know a situation like this too. I know of a nigga who asked a nigga to go do some dirt with him, right? The nigga go do the dirt with him, and the nigga that asked ended up telling when the shit got funky.
Allegedly.
I know allegedly that he told. But
Yeah, allegedly.
but how the fuck did you ask a nigga to go do some shit with you, and he show you his loyalty and ride with you, and then when shit get nasty and niggas get caught up, you the first to tell. You the one who asked the nigga to go do the job, not me, but he the one asked the nigga to go do the job.
Man, what you call it, man? That was my first case, bro. So yeah, you ain't even gotta tell me. That
All
was
right, so
that same serious, real
I
whole situation like that, bro. Like man, it ain't no loyalty but for that dude,
now look.
a whole different race.
In respects to this young kid, y'all, we're gonna give him a couple of minutes, minutes, as we're gonna watch his memorial or his vigil, whatever they call it, in remembrance of this young man. Prayers out to him and his family, y'all. This some fucked up shit.
Loss.
It's been horrible.
Comes with far too many questions.
Been in the unknown for, too long, and hopefully we have an answer soon.
As Todd Blitzstein mourns the loss of his son Peyton, he's left waiting, wondering if the man who shot and killed him will be charged in his death.
Just really emotional roller coaster. 1 minute you're okay, and next minute you're on the kitchen floor and trying to get help to get up. So
making sure he was safe to get out.
The questions still need answers.
we wanted to do a tribute to my son.
Asking him.
But on a cold afternoon in Aurora, remembering Peyton brought some comfort.
We're always there for each other. We're always had fun together in class.
I knew he touched a lot of people and to their hearts, and I know that he was very well loved, but until you really see it and how many people showed up, it's touching.
Peyton was killed by a former Greenwood Village police officer after an argument over what Aurora police are calling alleged careless driving in the neighborhood.
If they did the investigation and Peyton was wrong, Peyton was wrong. And he paid the ultimate sacrifice. But if he didn't and the other person was wrong, we want to see justice.
Questions as a father mourns.
Hopefully we get answers and we're good.
In Aurora, I'm Mark Salinger, 9 News.
So I was correct. This is all over because of either noise or the way they was driving in the neighborhood. Him being an ex-cop, he felt like he had the authority to confront them. Now, SL, do you think the fact that the young man got off on him first is going to maybe help this pig get off in this case?
Man, look, check this out. In my, did they just say that fool was from Greenwood?
Greenwood, Colorado, though.
Yeah, yeah. They said Greenwood, huh? Like, oh no, man, that sounds like some mulberry shit. For real. That
No,
sounds
but the
like
question is, hey, but the question is, folks, do you think because the young man got off on him first and grazed him, do you think that would justify him? Now, keep in mind, he is a officer. He's still part of a team, even though he resigned. Do you think because the team got off first, if that's the case, he'll have some leeway in this shit?
you just answered the whole question. No. See, look, we answered the question with the other video. Now it's somebody that intentionally killed somebody, you know what I'm saying? And intentionally killed the dog that was found guilty. Now the fact that this dude got off on him first, you know what I mean? And then he tried to act concerned, they gonna let him off easy.
Right.
Yeah,
I would.
he better get a good lawyer, man. That whoever it is better be a good lawyer.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say this, man. I hate to admit it, but I think that this motherfucker is gonna be like Zimmerman and be acquitted of all charges,
Right.
just on the strength of the team shot first, and in that dark ass video, we can't see him lifting up the gun or aiming at the black team, and you know his testimony ain't gonna hold against this ex officer. So I don't even seeing this dude being hit with a manslaughter. I really seeing this being stretched out a few months and then eventually being dropped, y'all. What do y'all think in the chat? Call in or hit the fucking stream y'all link and let me know. I got some more content. When this content's over, I'm gonna tap
Hey, no,
somebody
that's
in.
real. Hey, that's real though. Look, check this out though. The fact that oh boy fired first, that's good. But what the lawyer gotta focus on though, the only way I feel like they got an angle and stuff that changes stuff is that the lawyer gotta focus on really not race and stuff. He's got to focus on the fact that that dude brought a gun to the situation.
Right. To whereas he had to push his homie out the way and felt he had to draw his to protect him.
And so you can fight his self defense with the dude's self defense. That's why he shot first
Yeah, so
because he
good
saw him.
afternoon again, everyone. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. My name is Scott Melin. It's Melin. I'm Todd's attorney, and I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Todd Blitzstein. Last name is B as in boy, L-I, T as in Tom, S, T as in Tom, E-I-N, and I am Peyton's father.
So very quickly, Todd's here to talk with you all about his son, to honor Peyton, and talk about what he's going through as a bereaved parent. We're not here to talk about the investigation, and I won't let him answer questions about that. And we appreciate you not asking. So, Todd, come tell us how you're feeling. And if you all have questions, please.
So like any parent in this situation, you know, you're lost. You don't know what you could have done different to have such a different outcome. You want to be there at the scene. You want to be there just before to prevent anything from happening. And the fact is that nothing's going to change that. So you just hope that, you know, you can get the right information out so that people know who he actually was and what he was all about. So, and Peyton was an unbelievable person. You know, he was into the military, loved the military, wanted to be in the Air Force. Started off in the Sea Cadets when he was young. loved doing all their missions, going out to Watkins with the Air Force and flying a plane and going up
Appreciate you,
to
James.
the mountains and doing their special operations and training with retired Air Force colonels. And he loved family. He loved, he loved everything that he was doing. He loved the biggest thing is when it came to grandma and Peyton time, he loved staying home and watching Hallmark Channel and Murder, She Wrote and all these different shows. And I love to battle him back and forth on new school music and old school music. He would show me some of the new music, and I say, no, this is regular music, this is real music. And then I'd show him he'd show me rap, I'd show him LL Cool J. He would show me more rap, and I'd show him like Vanilla Ice. And he's like, no, Dad, you don't know what you're doing these days. So we'd just go back and forth. Or the biggest thing is when we go somewhere, he'd always want to go somewhere where there's mozzarella sticks. Loved him. We'd send crazy TikToks back and forth with each other. And he's just somebody that loved society, loved people, wanted to be around people and be happy. These events that happened in these last shootings with these kids that just went through the whole courts and all that stuff, he was very, very upset by him. He took a lot of interest in the Aubrey case and the other ones because he wanted to be involved, and he was so against racism and so against any kind of negativity in the public that he wanted to take all sorts of interest in him and see what he can do to change things. And he's got a English bulldog that he's like, that's my dog. And of course the dog couldn't sit on him because it's half his weight, but he loved everything. He was a great kid. I don't know, and I don't know what happened that night. Don't know why things went down the way they did, but I know with what I've seen, they didn't have to. So.
Talk to us about, this is your boy. He's a young boy. He's only 17. Talk to us about that and getting a call like what was that like?
So when I went to sleep Wednesday night, and me and Peyton and my parents and his girlfriend Janice and my brother, we were all planning to meet up on Thanksgiving Day, and we're gonna do dinner and Dutch Blitz and hang out. And I remember getting up in the middle of the night to go to the restroom. And when I went to the restroom, I looked at my phone, and it said in Murphy Creek, where I live, it said there's a shooting. And I said, oh, okay, whatever. And being the location of the house, there has been that in the past, and the police have come up and they've asked us questions. Hey, did you hear anything? Did you see anything? I have cameras on my house, and they've asked to see the cameras. And so just as I'm looking at that, my doorbell rang at like 4:30. I said, that's weird. Doorbell rings. I looked on the camera, and I was like, okay, it's the police. They just want to see what's going on. When I opened the door, he says, are you Todd? Or are you Mark? I said, no, I'm Todd. He's like, are you Peyton's? I said, father. And he says, can we come inside and talk? I said, sure. I said, is he in trouble? He's like, well, not really. But we got something that we need to talk to you about. I said, is he all right? And he said, no. And that's what I asked him. He said, yeah, he's gone. So, and of course, you go into defense mode and you want to know what, when, where, why, who. And that's when I wanted to know where my boy was and to get after him. He's my 17-year-old, and, he needed me, and I wanted to know where he was at. But they wouldn't give me any information, just said that they did tell me he was at Parker and Venice, but it was pointless to come up there because it's now part of a major investigation. And I just, everything starts flashing back in your head. Like, when was the last time I talked to him? What did I say? How's the conversation? Because you never want to be in that situation where you have the last time you saw him was an argument, or this last time you saw him, you didn't say, I love you. But the good thing is that wasn't the case. We were joking around. I did say, I love you. And he was only supposed to go out for a half an hour and come back. But I'm already missing those times of the road trips and the debating, or, which candy is better. You got Starburst or Snickers or whatever. And those times are gone.
I'm sure it was
difficult to decide to watch that video, but first of all, what made you decide that you needed to see this, and what was your reaction to that without, of course, jeopardizing the investigation?
So when I was first notified about everything, of course, your mind goes to all sorts of different scenarios, and there's so many stories out there of what has happened, what hasn't happened. So my impression of what happened was the story I got was completely wrong. So when I did see the video, I wanted to see the video of kind of the base of what happened, but I stopped it at the when is actually just after it started. I didn't want to see my boy fall on the ground. I didn't want to hear the sound. So it was unnecessary. I have my opinions and my thoughts, and I don't want to hinder any investigation, but I want the truth to come out, and whatever the ruling is from the DA's office or the police or whoever, I want the situation to be handled to the fullest extent. We as a society, and with everything that's going on, we need to make sure that when it's to the fullest extent, whoever the perpetrator is or whatever is not out there to do it again. And it prevents other kids from being hurt. We don't need these kids dead. We need them as our future. We need to bring them up right, so they are, stable, and they are happy, and they do want to do the right things. And that's exactly what Peyton was. He always wanted to do the right thing.
Are you hoping to see charges filed in this case? Are you surprised they haven't been?
I'm hoping that whatever the ruling is that they do it, like I said, to the fullest extent. If there are charges, then yes. If there's not, then I need to look at, how else to handle the situation, such as, talking to Peyton, going through the therapy and figuring out why. So
Who does he leave behind? Who are his other family members? Obviously, he had a lot of friends as well, but
he had a lot of friends. I mean, his main people that he was involved with was my mom, Linda, my dad, Mark, me, Jeff, his brother, Jacob, his girlfriend, Janice, his best friend, Taco, everybody that he was so close to, and that he wanted to spend every amount of his free time with.
Two brothers, one brother?
One brother. So his grandmother's Mark, grandmother's Linda, grandfather's Mark, his uncle's Jeff, and Jacob's his brother.
How old's Jacob?
He's 26. So, and everybody in the family's taking it hard.
And this was, you got that call Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah, they showed up at 4:30 on Thanksgiving. And I can tell you that there'll never be another Thanksgiving the same, as the one previous. It's not gonna be a good day. I mean, it's gonna be thankful that, we're all here and Peyton is able to be with us wherever we go, but it won't be the same.
R.I.P. to Peyton, man, a real one in my opinion. My bad, I had a package outside, y'all. But anyway, yeah, R.I.P. to Peyton, a real one, man. He took up for his homeboy, and unfortunately, it cost him his life. SL, go ahead and give your finest opinion, man, before we get up out of here, since ain't nobody tapped in with their opinion. Go ahead and let us know what you think about the overall situation of any of the topics. We're going to get the fuck up out of here. SL, you there, nigga?
Oh, what these cops be going through, man, that make them do that or feel like they got that much authority and stuff. Like, man, with like you paid to serve and protect, but they really be forgetting about the serving part, man. Like, it's like real talk. Like I don't even understand the situation. Like, why it needed to escalate. Like I'm really confused on like how it escalated like that. That's why I said, oh boy, it had to be on a good one, man. He
No,
had
he
to
was
really
on
be
shit, my nigga. He off that cop juice, nigga. That's how they act. That's how they think. That's how they move. He was just playing normal cop activity. He just forgot he wasn't a cop no more. He stopped being a cop a few weeks prior, but he still get
right.
to keep
Look,
it. He still get to keep his gun. They gonna still protect him, and it's fucked up. Go ahead.
hey, and what city was that in? What state was that in?
Colorado, Denver.
Colorado. See, like, all right, so oh boy, they didn't say nothing about oh boy illegally having a firearm. So if old boy didn't illegally have a firearm, that means he was licensed. And you heard his dad and stuff like that, bro. Like he wanted to go to the military, man. If that family got some military background, man, that dude might be in trouble. He really might be in trouble. Because now
Nah,
you're talking law versus law now. Like, say, or man, but that family might take it into their own hands, allegedly. I don't know.
nah. Look, check it out, my nigga. When it comes to police officers, if you take the first shot and they retaliate, it's gonna always be self defense in America.
It was killing the whole case is that first shot. That's what's
Right,
killing that whole case. That's why I said he gotta have that good lawyer that just be like, hey man, let's focus on the point. The point is that the whole reason why he first shot is because he brought a gun to the situation. This dude
right,
was concealed until he saw the other person gun that wasn't concealed.
right. And then again, it's at your fucking neighborhood, nigga. Who the fuck do you think you is?
Yeah, well, we already know that on some street shit, he would have got slung before he pulled the gun out. But you know,
Now
that's
check
just
this
me and
out.
you.
If Peyton wouldn't have hit him in the foot or grazed him, if he would have killed him, he'd have been in jail right now facing charges.
Hey, and that's what I wanted to ask you, Hood. Like, where does that one come into play, though? Now, with old boy, because it sounded like old boy was trying to be on some safe stuff, like, oh, leg, foot, boom, boom. You know what I
Right.
mean? I just want to disable him, dismantle him
Hey,
real
and
quick.
they said he was grazed, so most likely he probably shot the ground, and the bullet hit the ground, probably grazed him.
Right. So, but I wonder if he would have really killed him and the boy was alive, how would he be getting tried?
Oh, you already know, nigga. They locking him up. He killed an ex officer, nigga. I mean, I'm not saying he would have been charged with it, but definitely been arrested and processed for this shit.
I killed him to save my black friend.
It wouldn't
Damn,
have been
the
no.
headline on that
It,
shit.
it wouldn't have been no self defense looking at first. It would have been strictly some kind of charge, my nigga. You know how this world go. And unfortunately, we all gotta live in this motherfucker. But look though, I definitely appreciate everybody tapping in and watching. Y'all know I don't cloud chase. I get y'all celebrity content and I get y'all real people content because I'm a real nigga, homie. And the real people need help just like everybody else. Of course, I can stay on strictly celebrity content and get the numbers and get the bag. But that's not what this is about. I look out for everybody because I want everybody to look out for me. But again, I appreciate everybody. My nigga SL, you know, you always welcome over here, folks. And I definitely appreciate you. I hope to see you tap in on the next show.
Yeah, people with the content, you already know.
You already know, my nigga. I'll let you see safe out there, nigga, because you know it's dangerous.
Man, I'm staying dangerous. It's all good, fam. I'm gonna make it home.
All right, Wes. All right, everybody in the chat, Miss Goldie, James, Miss Howard, Queen Laker, Audio Crack. Who else came through? Janelle, Augustine, Capping Ass Ken, I Ain't Nothing. Judith. Y'all know I like to skim through here real fast. SL just hopped out. Yolanda, Miss Howard. Anybody else I didn't get to mention? Earlier today, I was testing out my original platform. I don't know if you guys know, I announced that I am now able to go live on TikTok. I finally met the requirements, but that's only on my cell phone. I have contacted TikTok and I'm waiting on a response because I need my live stream key so I could throw the Hood on Lock show on TikTok so they can watch it the same way you guys watch it. So once I get my StreamYard key, or if I get one from TikTok, I don't know how long that's going to take or if it's going to process, but hopefully it will. Once I get it, the Hood on Lock podcast or show will be on TikTok. And so when I do go live, I will be streaming on all the platforms at one time. So no matter which platform you prefer or like, you will be able to watch my show from that platform. And at that moment, I'm going to still need y'all to hit that like, but I'm going to need y'all to hit that share. Because y'all sharing the show, if y'all on different platforms watching it, that's going to help your boy a lot. And we're going to get to that bag. But as always, I appreciate everybody watching me. Can't wait to see y'all next time. Y'all be safe. Prayers to y'all. Prayers to all the victims in all these dumbass situations. I am Sensio Official. And I'd like to welcome you motherfuckers to the Hood on Lock. I'll see y'all motherfuckers next time. Peace.
Put your hands up. My hood niggas, can you stand up? If you not from here, you can walk it. And you not.
Wow! I'm watching this live.
What's up? You're welcome to Sing, and I'd like to welcome you to the Hood